These villagers in Mukdahan province in Thailand's rural northeast are facing an almost impossible task. They have roughly 2 hours to comprehend the lengthy and complicated legal document that could become Thailand's new constitution. The people in this room are just some of the 350,000 citizens nationwide who are being trained to explain the draft charter to their peers. But many here are farmers or craftsmen without any background in law. It's hard to understand. The document was written by professionals that know the law much better than I do. The government hopes the freshly trained citizens will be able to convince the people of the benefits of the draft charter. Undemocratic elements like the overwhelming powers of an unelected Senate are glossed over. The drafters of the Constitution are handing out these little booklets, which are meant to explain key points of the draft on just 14 pages, using many little illustrations. And they're highlighting those points which they apparently think will win the approval of the people in the referendum, a referendum which many Thais are likely to see not only as a vote on the draft charter itself, but on the performance of the military government in general. A performance that not everyone is happy with. Tida Tawanset is one of the most vocal critics of the military government. The former opposition leader frequently condemned the draft charter on the opposition movement's own TV network. But the government shut the station down for 30 days in its attempt to stifle all criticism ahead of the vote. The move is in line with a recent law that makes any attempt to campaign for or against the draft charter punishable by up to 10 years in prison. We shouldn't even call this a referendum. A referendum can only be held in a democratic environment with the state seriously wanting to listen to the voice of the people. But if those who have a different opinion aren't allowed to openly express that opinion, then it shouldn't be called a referendum. As in many parts of Thailand's northeast, villagers in Mukdahan province feel intimidated by the military rulers. Even though they don't approve of the constitution, they are afraid of voicing their opinion about the referendum. I don't want to go and vote. I'm scared. I'm only a regular villager, but even the people with higher positions in the village are scared. I'm afraid of saying something wrong. Nowadays, anything you say can get you in trouble. It's not like before. Now, the government is scary. In Mukdahan and throughout Thailand, voters want free elections to choose a new government. But on Sunday, they're being asked to place their ballots for a constitution that, if accepted, would give them very little say in any possible future poll.